The vendor, meanwhile, was overjoyed. It was his first time in the black market, and he'd heard people here had deep pockets. Turns out it was true. Zhang Yi's face turned pale as he hesitated, clearly outmatched. What's the matter? A rich kid hesitating over a flower? Where's your so-called power? Chen Shu taunted, his expression full of mockery. The provocation ignited Zhang Yi's determination. 40,000, he shouted. Good. Bold move. Uncle Chen approves. Chen Shu quipped, turning and walking away. Zhang Yi froze, realizing something didn't feel right. Chen Shu had given up too easily. Though Zhang Yi came from a somewhat wealthy background and could afford to lose 40,000 yuan, the thought still stung. Class President Zhang, if you need paintbrushes for the flower, come find me. I'll give you a discount. Chen Shu called back, leaving Zhang Yi bewildered. The vendor hurriedly completed the transaction and slipped away from the market. Shenpai, I didn't expect Zhang Yi to show up. It's such bad luck, Zhang Dali grumbled, annoyed by the encounter. Let him be. 40,000 yuan isn't a small amount. He's going to have a hard time explaining this at home, Chen Shu said, whistling cheerfully. How did he even know I sabotaged him? Could someone have snitched? Chen Shu wondered, annoyed at the thought of a traitor. Of course it was me. Zhang Dali laughed, slapping his thigh proudly as if taking credit. Shenpai, you're a celebrity in our grade now, no need to thank me. You? Last night, you told me all about it, so I shared it in the grade group chat. Everyone's been talking about you. Zhang Dali said smugly. Chen Shu took out his phone, and the group chat was flooded with countless notifications tagging him. Lowly wolf, Zhang Dali at Zhang Yi, the one who hit you was my bro, Chen Shu. If you dare to retaliate, come find me. I'll play along. Zhang Yi, at Immortal Shenpai, so it was you. I'll remember your dirty tricks. Wang Yugong, Shenpai is ruthless. Truly an inspiration. Teacher Fang Ku, Chen Shu, come to my office tomorrow. Zhou Wei, this is a brutes chat group, beast tamers, leave. Wu Kai, a beast tamer ambushing with physical attacks? Unworthy of the title. But hey, I've done it too, so it's all good. See? The group is lively now. Everyone's talking about you. Zhang Dali chuckled, completely oblivious to the gravity of the situation. Dali, let's keep things low-key in the future. True strength lies in humility, got it? Chen Shu spoke earnestly, not expecting Dali to sell him out. Got it, Zhang Dali nodded vigorously. Let's go keep looking for Dali flowers. The two continued wandering the black market but found no trace of Dali flowers. This flower was incredibly rare, mostly bought up by large corporations and government agencies. After all, Dali potions were commonly used, as most contracted beasts needed strength enhancement. Let's check that shop, Chen Shu said reluctantly, entering several black market stores. The shops offered a wide variety of goods, and as long as you had money, no qualifications were needed to buy them. Dali flowers for 20,000? Forget it. Chen Shu was stunned as soon as he entered the store. The prices in the black market shops were exorbitant. Including the costs of other ingredients, the total would hit 25,000. Ordinary alchemists could only make 5 bottles of potions with that, barely breaking even, not worth the effort. Chen Shu had no intention of buying. Oh, right. Boss, are you hiring staff? An idea struck Chen Shu. With sophomore year in high school nearing its end, summer break was approaching. He wanted to find a part-time job to earn some cash. It'd also allow him to meet more people and increase the chances of triggering system options. There's a hiring notice posted outside. Chen Shu ran outside, and sure enough, there was a notice. Urgent. Hiring shop interns, ***. Responsibilities, organize items. Work hours, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Salary, 400 yuan per month, doubles upon regularization. Summer temp workers pay halved. Chen Shu was speechless. As expected, black market shops were practically scams. Even Wall Street wolves would shed tears here. Kid, interested? You look decent. No interview needed, start anytime. I'll pass, thanks. Chen Shu and Zhang Dali decisively left, unwilling to linger. Suddenly, a loud boom echoed through the black market, shaking the surroundings. Chen Shu looked up to see 2 contracted beasts fighting on a distant street. A fiery red bird soared into the air, its talons glowing with flames. Opposing it was a 2-meter-tall shadowy figure. The red bird held the advantage of flight but got entangled by black threads from the shadowy figure. Not far away, Su Xiaoyu's face turned pale. She hadn't expected trouble in the black market. The red bird was her A-rank flame-based contracted beast. People whispered among themselves, speculating that the Spirit Enforcement Bureau would arrive soon. Although high-level beast tamers were present, none were willing to intervene. The tamer controlling the shadowy figure was already at level 9, requiring an Iron Tier beast tamer to deal with him. However, iron-tier beast tamers were powerful and rarely appeared in the black market. Zhang Dali, observing the fiery bird, remarked, "That's Su Xiaoyu's contracted beast. Chenpai, what do we do? Should we step in?" "Yeah, it's time for us to act." The two exchanged nods, then turned and bolted toward the southern exit. Experienced at running away, they knew this was the perfect time to flee. As they sprinted, a system prompt suddenly appeared in Chen Shu's vision. Option 1, release the golden slime and launch a full assault on the shadow monster. Reward, Beast Tamer level up. Option 2, ignore it and escape amidst the chaos. Reward, enhanced slime charge skill. Option 3, ambush the shadow monster's tamer. Reward, plus 5% to all attributes, system locks target location. Option 4, shout loudly to attract attention. Reward, not human title, plus 20% damage boost. Chen Shu was intrigued by the not human title but found its effect too niche. "Zhang Dali, follow me, let's beat him up." Abruptly stopping, Chen Shu decided to rescue Su Xiaoyu. He pulled a large bag from his backpack. "You carry a bag of urea with you?" Zhang Dali was stunned. "Stop talking and follow me." Chen Shu's gaze sharpened. At the street's end, a buzzcut man controlled the shadow monster, a wicked smile on his face, a clear villain. Chen Shu preemptively released his half-meter-tall golden slime. The slime opened its wide eyes and began hopping toward the battlefield. The buzzcut man caught sight of the large yellow creature charging at the shadow monster and exclaimed, "Where'd this giant turd come from?" Realizing a beast tamer had intervened, he quickly refocused. The slime swelled to nearly 2 meters, exuding an imposing presence. While the man was distracted, Chen Shu and Zhang Dali stealthily approached. Less than a meter away, they exchanged sly grins and let out a sinister chuckle. The man, sensing something, glanced back only to have a bag thrown over his head, blinding him. What followed was the sound of relentless punches and kicks. Lu Wui's mind buzzed as he struggled, overwhelmed by a stroke of bad luck. He'd been ambushed. Chen Shu and Zhang Dali showed no mercy, their tall frames and years of sitting in the back row of classrooms honing their physical prowess. "Stop, stop. Damn it, stop hitting me." Lu Wui thrashed but couldn't escape, cursing his misfortune. "Beast taming class 3 leader Zhang Yi, knock him out first." "Brother Wang Tong, won't we get into trouble for this?" "We'll deal with that later." Their dialogue inadvertently exposed Zhang Yi and Wang Tang's identities. The crowd around them looked bewildered. What kind of self-introduction was that? Lu Wui, feeling dizzy, was struck by sudden pain before passing out. Without its tamer, the shadow monster vanished into the beast space. Chen Shu also recalled his slime into its space. Below, Su Xiaoyu was momentarily stunned. She hadn't expected the crisis to end so quickly. Could a powerful expert have intervened? As she pondered, she noticed a commotion nearby. Retrieving her flame bird, she walked over. There, she saw 2 students relentlessly beating a man lying motionless on the ground, a urea bag over his head. "You too?" Su Xiaoyu recognized Chen Shu. "Xiaoyu, you're here just in time. He tried to ambush you earlier, but don't worry, I've already dealt with him." As Chen Shu spoke, he gave the man a few kicks for good measure. "You guys handled it?" Su Xiaoyu looked bewildered. She had thought it must have taken a seasoned expert to intervene, only to find out it was them. Chen Shu nodded and pulled back the urea sack, revealing Lu Wui's face. "Ha! I know him, he's a wanted criminal from the internet." The crowd quickly verified it and found that he was indeed a dangerous fugitive. Chen Shu's eyes lit up when he noticed the bounty, a whopping 100,000 yuan. Soon, personnel from the Spirit Bureau arrived to handle the criminal beastmaster. The black market crowd was dispersed, and the trio left 7-Star Street. "Thank you." Out on the main road, Chen Shu left his phone number, promising a reward after verification. But Zhang Dali wore a disdainful look, remarking, "When the deed is done, the hero walks away, leaving their glory untold. This is nothing. Fighting for justice is what I, Chen Shu, do best." The two struck exaggerated poses, as if embodying righteousness itself, conveniently forgetting how they had been ready to bolt a moment ago. "I won't forget this favor. Let me know if you ever need anything." Su Xiaoyu was earnest. She clearly didn't like the idea of owing anyone. "Xiaoyu, we didn't help you for a favor." Chen Shu's tone shifted suddenly. "By the way, I'm looking for a summer job." Zhang Dali twitched. "You just said you weren't after a favor, and I almost believed you. What kind of job are you looking for? I might have some suggestions." Su Xiaoyu brushed her hair aside as the night breeze swept by, making her look particularly striking. But her beauty had no effect on the two in front of her. "Xiaoyu, I'm not picky. Something with light work, close to home, and good pay will do." "Impossible. Dali, that's way too demanding." Chen Shu sternly criticized before turning back to Su Xiaoyu. "I want a job where I can lie down and count money." Su Xiaoyu forced an awkward laugh. You two sure aren't picky, huh? My company is actually hiring. Want to give it a shot? What kind of job? Su Xiaoyu hesitated, looking slightly embarrassed. Mainly patrols and security services. Security? Chen Shu frowned. He had hoped for something related to being an apothecary and was about to decline. Suddenly, Zhang Dali's expression changed. He looked ecstatic. Are you serious? There's really a security job? Su Xiaoyu was baffled. What was so exciting about a security job? Dali, are you okay? You're a black iron level beastmaster. If your parents find out, they'll beat you senseless. Zhang Dali came from a well-off family, part of the middle class in Nanjing. Why was he so thrilled about a security job? Chen Pai, you just don't get it. If you haven't worked security, you're falling behind the times. Zhang Dali spoke with smug confidence. Chen Shu sighed and shook his head. When would Dali start acting normal? Xiaoyu, I can mix potions. Do you have any suitable jobs for me? You can mix potions? Su Xiaoyu raised her eyebrows in disbelief. Becoming an apothecary wasn't simple. It required a deep understanding of pharmacology and was usually a field reserved for top university graduates. And now, a high schooler was telling her this? This is beyond my decision. If you're serious, you can visit my company and see. Su Xiaoyu didn't agree right away. Her company specialized in various potions, involving core trade secrets, not something she could casually promise access to. If you just want the security job, just tell them you're my classmate. Both of them were tall enough, so working as security guards wouldn't be an issue. Thank you so much. Su Xiaoyu gave a slight bow. The three exchanged contact information before parting ways and heading home. Who would have thought, with such a casual act, we ended up saving a straight-A student? Zhang Dali sighed. Chen Pai, do you think the two of us might be the protagonists of this story? I'm not. You probably are. Why? You just have that protagonist vibe. Zhang Dali was stunned, his eyes widening as if he had found his soulmate. I've kept it hidden for 17 years, and yet you saw through me. Chen Pai, your insight is incredible. Chen Shu's mouth twitched. Can you be serious for a minute? You literally just said I have protagonist energy. I did. The protagonist usually starts as a total underdog, and you fit that perfectly. You're such a jerk. Zhang Dali flipped him off, glaring at Chen Shu in disdain. The two laughed and bickered as they walked into the apartment complex. Once home, Chen Shu tidied up and was just about to sleep. Suddenly, a new set of options appeared before him. Option 1, pull an all-nighter training. Increase cultivation efficiency by 10% and gain the title Diligent Talent. Option 2, go straight to bed. Gain a small amount of Beastmaster energy. Chen Shu hadn't expected to get a choice right before sleeping. Without hesitation, he turned on the air conditioner, pulled up the covers, and lay down. Why work hard when even sleeping earned rewards? No need to overcomplicate things. The next day, the moment Chen Shu entered the classroom, he was greeted with admiring looks. Pai Ge, you're amazing. Everyone else relies on contract beasts to fight, but you just straight up brawl. You're a trailblazer. Pai Ge, your reputation in the regular class has surpassed even Su Xiaoyu. Even that urea sac has become legendary. Pai Ge, does your family have any spare urea sacs? I want one to hang on my wall for good luck. Chen Shu waved them off while pretending to be modestly embarrassed. Come on, guys, don't exaggerate. I couldn't have done it without class rep Zhang's help. Just as the boasting was in full swing, a sharp voice rang out from the classroom door. Move aside. Who's Chen Shu? A thin but sharp-eyed student strode in. Zhang Nan from senior year? What are you doing here? Wang Mang stepped up to block him from approaching Chen Shu. I'm not welcome here? Zhang Nan smirked, crossing his arms. I heard someone in sophomore year bullied my little brother and cost me 40,000 yuan. I'm here to settle this. Too scared to admit it? You little punk think you can cause trouble for my family? Zhang Nan's gaze locked onto Chen Shu, clearly having done his homework beforehand. He took a step forward, and the others quickly backed away. After all, seniors carried a natural sense of authority, recognized throughout the school. Zhang Nan sneered as he looked Chen Shu up and down. So, you're Chen Shu? With that, he reached out to slap Chen Shu's face. Chen Shu remained calm, grabbing Zhang Nan's wrist mid-swing. Then, 3 new options appeared before his eyes. Option 1, let go, allow the slap, and flatter him. Brother Nan, that felt great. Reward, title knows one's place, effect, increase appetite by 50%. Option 2, sternly deny, you've got the wrong guy. My name is Zhang Dali. Reward, gold slime grows 10% larger. 3, direct counterattack, show your style. Asterisk note, Zhang Nan, level 6 beast tamer. Reward skill book, iron body asterisk. Chen Shu couldn't help but chuckle when he saw the first option. The reward was to increase his appetite, what a foodie's dream. Without much thought, he chose the third option. After all, he had fought a level 9 beast tamer who was a wanted criminal. What's a level 6 to him? Left hand grabbed tightly, right hand swung fiercely. I'm Chen Shu. Not convinced? Zhang Nan's face twisted sharply as his head buzzed. What's with students these days? So violent? Where's the school discipline? What happened to respecting your seniors? He was a level 6 beast tamer, slim and weak. How could he possibly match Chen Shu? You're asking for it. Zhang Nan's face turned ashen, his fists clenched tightly, anger surging from his chest. Thinking of summoning your contract beast? Chen Shu waved his right hand and slapped him hard again. According to official regulations, beast tamers are not allowed to summon their contract beasts recklessly. If a contract beast harms someone, the Spirit Bureau will personally investigate. The laws in Hua Nation are strict, societal stability is non-negotiable. Summon it, and we'll call the Spirit Bureau. The classmates of Beast Taming Class 5 threatened. Fights were usually minor scuffles, but summoning a contract beast to harm someone was a serious matter. Meet me at the school's beast arena if you've got guts. Zhang Nan was burning with rage but ended up getting soundly beaten. You think I'm dumb? You just want me to show up and get thrashed, Chen Shu sneered, his taunting tone further provoking Zhang Nan. Have you been playing too much Plants vs. Zombies? What do you mean? Zhang Nan was momentarily confused and instinctively asked. Your brain's completely eaten, that's what. One last time, I'm Chen Shu. Got a problem with that? Chen Shu smirked arrogantly, patting Zhang Nan's face. Everyone froze, the line between good and bad blurred in the tension. No problem. Zhang Nan, frustrated and humiliated, finally yielded. If he'd known Chen Shu was so tough, he would have brought more people. Alright, break it up. At that moment, their homeroom teacher, Fong Ku, strolled into the classroom. Chen Pai, what's going on here? Mr. Fong, we were just playing around. Nan just leveled up and wanted to spar. Everyone was speechless. That excuse couldn't be more bogus. What top-level beast tamer spars in person? Why not just head to the beast arena? Fine, Zhang Nan, head back to your class, Fong Ke said, letting it slide. A bruised and battered Zhang Nan left, shooting a venomous glare at Chen Shu on his way out. Chen Pai, you'd better watch out. Zhang Nan is pretty aggressive. Push him too far, and he'll do something reckless, Fong Ke warned, clearly familiar with the senior student. Chen Shu scoffed. What could he possibly do? Give him some college entrance exam questions and let's see. Fong Ke was left speechless. Enough nonsense. Come with me to the office. Chen Shu's expression turned sour, but he reluctantly followed. Chen Pai is insane. He just beat up the Zhang brothers. They're pretty well known at school. Zhang Yi is the class president of Beast Taming Class 3, and Zhang Nan is in Class 1. Both are future top university candidates. Will Chen Pai get retaliated against? What if they ambush him? The class was abuzz with discussion, some genuinely worried. Beast tamers weren't supposed to summon their contract beasts recklessly, but in remote areas, rules weren't always strictly followed. As long as no one was seriously injured, the Spirit Bureau wouldn't look into it too deeply. I don't think Chen Shu will get ambushed, Xiaobing muttered softly. The room fell silent, her reasoning sounding plausible. Chen Shu's level wasn't that high, but his devious nature was unparalleled. He always had some unexpected trick up his sleeve. Teacher, I didn't hit anyone. Zhang Nan came to me just to talk. Talk about what? He asked if I was Chen Shu, and I answered. Fong Ku sighed. Then what's with the bruises on your face? I answered too much, and he headbutted my hand. I'm just as confused as you are. Chen Shu wore an innocent expression, leaving Fong Ku exasperated. You're so calm, you almost make your nonsense sound believable. Alright, I won't pursue this. He provoked you first, Fong Ke conceded, having known about the situation but choosing not to intervene, letting Chen Shu teach Zhang Nan a lesson. Zhang Nan brought this upon himself. But you still need to take responsibility for the Zhang Yi incident. Beast Taming Combat School doesn't allow students to fight directly. What if someone gets seriously injured? How would we explain it? If everyone acted like Chen Shu, the school would descend into chaos. From an early age, they were taught that human bodies were fragile, and combat relied solely on contract beasts. Contract beasts had strong vitality and could recover over time. But if a person died, it was game over. Teacher, I just wanted to show them how dangerous the world is. Beasts from other dimensions won't just target contract beasts. If you can't even protect yourself, what good is a strong contract beast? Tough love makes strong people. I'm just helping them grow. Fong Ke was momentarily speechless, finding himself oddly convinced. Guess my words have deeply touched your soul, Chen Shu said, clasping his hands in mock respect. Take your time contemplating, Mr. Fong. I'll be off now. Fong Ke was left dumbfounded. Returning to the classroom, Chen Shu was in great spirits, even whistling. His golden slime had just learned a new skill. Iron Body, temporarily immune to control from contract beasts of the same level. The golden slime now had 3 combat skills: Charge, Enlarge, and Iron Body. If they really fought, it was already quite strong. Each skill was precious, as contract beasts could only learn new ones when they advanced, and it depended on their potential. The golden slime was rated F level, and its odds of learning skills on its own were almost zero. That's why Chen Shu hadn't chosen the beast taming class back then. Otherwise, he would have been crushed. Other students had way more skills. But now, with the system, he could casually pick skills and gain them effortlessly. Chen Shu confidently declared, "Healthy bowels lead to a bright future." Fong Ke returned to the classroom, now fully composed. There's 1 month left until finals. Everyone needs to give it their all. The school's rewards are quite generous. Top 30 in the grade get beast taming orbs, and the top 5 get mid-grade ones. And the ultimate prize for the top student is the enlightenment pill. Fong Ke's words were meant to motivate, but the students below were completely unenthused. The rewards were excellent. The enlightenment pill significantly increased the chances of a contract beast learning new skills and was extraordinarily valuable. But it had nothing to do with them. The grade's top student, Su Xiaoyu, was already a level 7 beast tamer, while their class committee member, Xiaobing, was only level 5. Competing was out of the question. Beast taming class 5 had completely given up. Even if the enlightenment pill is out of reach, surely you can aim for the top 30? Dream big. What if it comes true? Fong Ke encouraged. Suddenly, a voice interrupted. What about the other 9,999 chances out of 10,000? The class fell silent, reckoning the argument made sense. Is there a 0.01% chance of success? Doesn't that mean the rest is failure? Fong Ke was furious, gritting his teeth. Chen Shu, what kind of student did Li Yuan leave me with? Actively crushing morale right before the battle? That's execution worthy. Chen Shu said sincerely, Teacher Fong, I was just being honest. Fong Ke exploded, cut the nonsense. If you fail the cultural subjects again this time, you're out of the beast taming class 5. A set of options popped up in front of Chen Shu. Option 1, apologize sincerely. Teacher, I was wrong. Reward, a small amount of beast taming energy. Option 2, respond boldly. 30 years east of the river, 30 years west. I'll pass the finals, and if I fail, I'll willingly drop out. Reward, mid-grade strength potion. Option 3, ask seriously. Is beast taming class 1 planning to recruit me? Reward, advanced beast taming history knowledge. Chen Shu thought about it. The second option suited his personality the most, but the reward for the third was far too tempting. Without hesitation, he asked earnestly, is it because beast taming class 1 is planning to recruit me? Fong Ke snapped, are you crazy? He took a deep breath to suppress his anger. Wasn't that implying class 1 was interested in him? I have things to do. Start self-studying. Keep the discipline in check. Fong Ke left the classroom, his face dark. With the college entrance exams approaching, teachers were busy with invigilation and meetings. The moment Fong Ke stepped out, he bumped into the former homeroom teacher, Li Yuan. Old Li, you've done me dirty. As soon as he saw Li Yuan, he started venting, accusing Chen Shu of being nothing short of a public menace. Li Yuan, however, shrugged it off with the air of a seasoned veteran. You haven't experienced the hell that is Chen Shu teaming up with Zhang Dali. Back in the classroom, Chen Shu's eyes sparkled as he instinctively solved the practice questions effortlessly. The system was the system, what others struggled to study, he grasped with ease. Throughout the morning, Chen Shu continuously absorbed the knowledge flooding his mind. These foundational beast-taming concepts not only prepared him for exams but also gave him a comprehensive understanding of the beast-tamer profession. Someone gasped, what the? Has Chen Pai turned over a new leaf? I don't know. Is Pai Ge actually trying to make a comeback and aim for second to last place? Many classmates were now observing Chen Shu's unusual behavior. By the afternoon, he was still engrossed in his books, an almost unbelievable sight. Chen Pai, are you okay? Xiaobing, dressed in a white dress, approached with concern in her eyes. Though, truthfully, her expression was closer to someone worried about a patient. It was oddly unsettling. Chen Shu casually raised his hand, only then noticing the odd stares from everyone. I'm just browsing through the knowledge in my head. No need to look at me like that. I'm just reading a book. Chen Shu said. He's lost it. Someone send him to the school nurse. The crowd nodded in agreement. Chen Shu, if you want to study, I can tutor you. Don't push yourself too hard, Xiaobing said with a serious expression. The room erupted with laughter, and even Xiaobing blushed, lowering her head. I'm the study committee member. Of course, I should help, with his grades. Chen Shu stared blankly, and another set of options popped up in his vision. Option 1, politely decline Xiaobing's offer. Reward, a small amount of beast-taming energy. Option 2, playfully respond, having your tutoring is great. When do we start? Reward, plus 20% ice resistance for slime. Option 3, respond seriously, are you doubting my learning ability? Reward, plus 20% all resistance for slime. This was a no-brainer. The third option was perfect. Chen Shu suddenly stood, looked at the petite Xiaobing, and said solemnly, study committee member, are you doubting my ability to learn? The words had barely left his mouth, and the entire classroom fell eerily silent. Wasn't this a bit too rigid? Even if there was a red string of fate, he was about to snap it. Everyone stared in shock. Chen Shu, however, remained unfazed, sitting back down without a care. Those who knew him well understood, he wasn't just an oblivious straight arrow, his brain was wired a bit differently. Oh. Xiaobing looked a little awkward. Just yesterday, she had specially given him a beast-taming pearl as a gift. She thought they were becoming friends. But Chen Shu's antics had left her utterly speechless. She turned and went back to her seat. Chenpai, you're even better at silence than Mulan. Wang Meng sighed. In truth, Xiaobing was genuinely concerned about his grades. If he couldn't pass his cultural subjects, he wouldn't get into a good college, and that would be a regret for life. The afternoon passed quickly. Ring, ring, ring. Productive day, Chen Shu said, standing up and stretching with an exaggerated yawn. The sound carried across the room, infecting others around him. How can you yawn for that long? Everyone rolled their eyes at him, exasperated. With 1 month left until finals, I just need to keep making the right choices. I'll be fine in cultural subjects. Currently a level 2 beast tamer. If I push to level 4, I could break into the top 30 of the grade. Chen Shu summarized his progress as he walked out of the school gates. Joking around was one thing, but when it came to exams, there was no room for games. Even with the system, the college entrance exam was still the key to changing his destiny. Just as he reached the gates, 7 or 8 people suddenly surrounded him. Leading the group was Zhang Yi's older brother, Zhang Nan. Well, Nanji's face is swollen again, but I can still see the swagger, Chen Shu teased. Zhang Nan, blood pooling in his mouth, felt like he'd just been punched in the gut. This guy's insults were sharp and his hits even sharper. Most people couldn't handle it. Since when did sophomores become so cocky? Asked a bespectacled, scholarly-looking guy in a white shirt. Enough with the age hierarchy nonsense. This isn't the Dark Ages, Chen Shu retorted, unfazed. After all, this was the school gate, and the security guards were right there. I thought it was raining, but it turns out you just left me speechless, Chen Shu mocked, angering the group further. Teenage tempers flared, and they could no longer hold back. Just as they were about to teach him a lesson, Chen Shu suddenly yelled, his voice booming across half the campus. Someone in senior year is committing murder. His voice was so loud it might as well have had a built-in megaphone. The group immediately panicked. Who was killing who? What kind of nonsense was this? Zhang Nan. Let's go, someone urged. The group unanimously decided to retreat. Stop right there. At that moment, a security guard in a blue uniform approached. He clearly recognized Chen Shu. After all, students with his unique traits were hard to forget. What are you all doing here? A few more guards joined him, glaring at Zhang Nan and his crew. Uncle, we weren't doing anything, just chatting as friends. Chatting? Chatting about murder? The guards turned to the tall figure of Chen Shu. Chen Shu, explain what's going on. Uncle Wang said it was him, claiming he wanted to kill me to commemorate his youth. Zhang Nan was utterly baffled. The group of senior students felt as if they were struck by lightning, completely absurd. Was there not a single normal sentence here? The security guard twitched his mouth, clearly finding the claim far-fetched. Just then, a few formally dressed individuals walked up to the school gate. What's going on? A stern-looking middle-aged man approached. It was the senior year director. Seeing him, Zhang Nan and the others felt a pang of unease. They were doomed. Director Ma, you're finally here. Chen Shu began airing his grievances against Zhang Nan in a pitiful tone. Take your time, student, Director Ma said, glancing at Zhang Nan and the group, clearly recognizing them as students from his grade. Initially, he was furious, believing his students had been bullied. But as he continued to listen, the story became increasingly ridiculous. Sacrificing someone to commemorate youth? Killing for the thrill? Preposterous. All right, I get the gist, Director Ma interrupted Chen Shu, feeling exasperated. You should head home for now. I'll handle the rest. Chen Shu, though reluctant, eventually left the school gate. Zhang Nan, the college entrance exam is fast approaching. Don't cause trouble, Director Ma sighed with relief, finally seeing Chen Shu off. We really didn't do anything. Zheng Nan protested, looking pitiful and battered, as if he were the victim. Enough nonsense. The exam is right around the corner. Don't create any drama that might affect it. Director Ma's expression was stern, he didn't want any disruptions. Got it, Zheng Nan and his group muttered, their heads hanging low. Chen Shu went home to study in peace. Although he already had a system-provided knowledge base on beast-taming history, practice was still necessary. The system might provide food, but he still had to open his mouth to eat it. Besides, he'd offended the Zheng brothers. Taking late-night walks alone wasn't advisable, he didn't want things to backfire. He wasn't about to let his reputation be tarnished. A week flew by, during which Chen Shu kept a low profile and avoided trouble. Only 2 choices were triggered within those days, granting him slime-related power and a physique upgrade. Although technically a level 2 beast tamer, his contracted beast's combat power rivaled those at level 3. Finally, a break. Been waiting forever, dreams do come true. The class buzzed with excitement. Nanjing's second high school was one of the college entrance exam sites, so other grades were granted a 3-day break. Meng Ji, what's the plan for these 3 days? My family's making me go to the beast taming arena, 3 days of solid training, Wang Meng replied. Same here. Gotta obediently attend beast taming tutoring sessions, another chimed in. Wang Meng and his peers discussed their break schedules. These top students had no choice but to dive into intense studying. The beast taming arena, a privately run training facility with high spiritual energy density, was a coveted spot where many sought to level up their beast taming skills. Shinpai, what about you? Any plans? Me? I'm thinking of picking up a summer job, Chen Shu replied after some thought. He decided he'd use the break to visit the family business of Su Xiaoyu. Your mindset is something else, Wang Meng remarked. Chen Shu was at the bottom of the class academically and showed little improvement in beast taming lessons either. It seemed like he had given up completely. Chen Shu yawned, offering no further explanation. His approach to life was laid back, and with the system in play, he felt even more at ease. The world didn't need saving, and he bore no deep vendettas. Everything could progress at its own pace. Shan Pai. A dark-skinned figure, Li Yuan, suddenly appeared at the doorway of Beast Taming Class 5. Chen Shu was surprised, he hadn't expected his former homeroom teacher to show up. Old Li, what's up? Chen Shu crossed his arms behind his head, looking relaxed. His demeanor screamed, I'm not your concern anymore, I'm part of Class 5 now. You brat! Li Yuan lightly thwacked Chen Shu's head but had no time to dwell on it. Did you stir up any trouble? The Spirit Suppression Bureau is looking for you. The Spirit Suppression Bureau? Chen Shu instantly became alert. The Bureau's authority far exceeded that of the local police. He's in my office right now, Li Yuan said urgently. The two hurried over to the office. Inside, Zhang Dali and a man in a black short-sleeved shirt were chatting amiably. Upon seeing Chen Shu, Zhang Dali stood and introduced him. Uncle Wang, this is my buddy Chen Shu, just call him Chen Pai. It was a dangerous situation back then, an armed fugitive with a fierce contracted beast. But Chen Shu and I didn't flinch. Our one redeeming trait? Pure hearts and righteous roots. Without hesitation, we charged in and beat that guy to a bloody pulp. Zhang Dali's excitement caused him to stammer as he recounted the tale. All right. Wang Qian, the man in black, shook his head, exasperated. I've watched you grow up, Dali. I know exactly what kind of person you are. He turned to Chen Shu, his gaze filled with appreciation. I bet it was you who led the charge, wasn't it? Chen Shu's system-generated choices appeared before him. Choice 1, respond humbly. Reward, slight increase in beast taming power. Choice 2, scoff lightly. Reward, randomly enhance contracted beast skill or talent. Choice 3, stand tall and declare, Uncle Wang, your judgment is impeccable. Reward, golden slime gains plus 10% to all attributes. Chen Shu considered his options and chose the third. While the other rewards were decent, the third was undeniably more enticing. He turned, clasped his hands behind his back, and gazed out the window. Uncle Wang, you're spot on. Recalling the event, his tone became impassioned. That fugitive was too brazen, causing a ruckus right in front of me. I couldn't tolerate it. I grabbed a fertilizer sack, threw it over his head, and pummeled him until he was stunned. Stop. Wang Qian's expression turned strange, his mouth twitching. You two really are a pair of lunatics. Anyway, the 10,000 yuan reward should be enough for a thorough health check. Wang Qian seemed disinclined to probe further. By the way, how did you even find him? The fugitive had only summoned his contracted beast while hiding among the crowd. Even experienced beast tamers would have struggled to pinpoint him unless their contracted beast had detection skills. Chen Shu replied earnestly. His menacing demeanor made it obvious he wasn't a good person. Of course, he couldn't mention the system's red glowing indicator that almost blinded him. Wang Qian was skeptical. That's it? What if you were wrong? What then? No worries, we made sure to cover his eyes with the sack, Qinshu said confidently. Both Wang Qian and Li Yuan were speechless. It was a shot in the dark, but they even had contingencies? In any case, you saved Su Xiaoyu, the heiress of 666 Elixir Corporation. If something had happened to her, the Spirit Suppression Bureau would have been overwhelmed. Here's the 10,000 yuan reward, Wang Qian said, clearly done asking questions. These two were like a blind cat stumbling upon a dead rat. At first, he thought Chen Shu's contract spirit possessed some advanced reconnaissance ability. But later, Li Yuan revealed that Chen Shu's contracted spirit was a slime, which made it almost impossible for him to learn high-level skills. Uncle Wang, can we make it onto the city news? Zhang Dali's face showed dissatisfaction. He didn't care about the reward, he just wanted to make a name for himself. Wang Qian chuckled. A 9th-level beast master criminal making citywide news? Not likely. If you really want that, you could pay out of pocket and hire the media. With that, he stood up and left. The college entrance exam was approaching, and the Spirit Guard Bureau was busy ensuring peace. The city seemed tranquil on the surface, but only because of the officials working tirelessly behind the scenes. Mr. Li, can we make a school-wide announcement? Zhang Dali asked bitterly. If he couldn't make his name known across the city, at least he wanted to be famous at school. Li Yuan was surprised. You two really caught a wanted criminal? It sounded absurd to him. These two not only saved the top student in their grade, Su Xiaoyu, but also captured a 9th-level beast master? Old Li, it wasn't just luck. Zhang Dali said with conviction. What did you just call me? Li Yuan's face darkened, his expression turning fierce, causing Zhang Dali to shiver. Mr. Li, Zhang Dali quickly corrected, lowering his head. You can forget the 3-day exam break. Go back and copy your history notes 10 times. Li Yuan said sternly. He couldn't control Qinshu, but Zhang Dali? That was a different story. Zhang Dali hung his head low. You two, go home. While luck was on your side this time, it might not be next time. Even if you want to uphold justice, you need strength to back it up. Understood? Li Yuan's expression was serious, hoping they'd take his words to heart. As a teacher, he didn't want to see his students risking their lives without sufficient skill or preparation. A school-wide notice? Keep dreaming. The two left the office, disappointed, and headed home together. Dali, you should get half of the reward, but don't even think about it, I'm holding on to it for now. Brother, I haven't even said anything yet. By the way, come with me to the 666 Potion Company tomorrow. I'm going to try out for a position as a potion maker. Alright, I'm planning to apply as a security guard. Chen Shu looked confused. Why do you want to be a security guard? Did you awaken some kind of security guard system? Because I've always wanted to protect my community since I was a kid. Get in the car, son. At that moment, a black Mercedes pulled up in front of the school gate. The window rolled down, revealing a rugged man wearing sunglasses. Ah, Xiaopai is here too? Great, both of you, hop in. The man was Zhang Dali's father, a black iron-level beast master. Any rank below 9th level was considered entry-level, and the gap between entry-level and black iron was immense. Advancing to black iron allowed one's contracted spirit to undergo bloodline evolution, significantly boosting their power. If the evolution resulted in a high-tier species, the combat strength would be terrifying. Black iron-level beast masters could also contract a second spirit beast, and with 2 contracted spirits, they could easily overpower a 9th-level beast master. Most importantly, black iron-level beast masters could channel power back into their own bodies, making them incredibly strong, capable of taking on 10 ordinary people at once. That's why only black iron-level beast masters could form beast master teams and venture into other dimensional spaces for hunts. Even though it was only the second tier of power, it was still an unattainable dream for most people. Got everything done? Zheng Feng asked with a smile. The three of them got into the car, with Chen Shu not hesitating to join. They quickly drove away. Xiaopai, I heard you've enrolled in the Beast Master class? Yeah. Ambitious. Too bad Dali doesn't have the talent for it. Otherwise, I'd have dragged him to Black Iron myself. Dad, stop it. I've been questioning things for 17 years now. Zhang Dali pouted. You and Mom both have great talent, so logically, I shouldn't be bad. But look at me. Sometimes I wonder if I'm even your biological son. Who says you aren't? At the very least, you inherited your dad's handsome face, Zheng Feng joked, touching his own face. But statistically speaking, the odds of you having no talent are about as slim as winning the lottery. Maybe you blew up a retirement home in your past life. It's fine. I've come to terms with it. Zhang Dali gazed out the window, a carefree expression on his face. With you two supporting me, and Chen Pai and sister Feng Si looking out for me, no one would dare mess with me. He understood his role in life, just coasting along. Uncle Zhang, can you tell me more about other dimensional spaces? Chen Shu suddenly asked, his eyes filled with anticipation. Now that he was a beast master with a system, he could grow stronger just by existing. Naturally, he was curious about other dimensional spaces. Other dimensional spaces, huh? Zheng Feng's expression turned complex, his tone full of emotion. Some say it's hell. Others say it's heaven. These spaces are teeming with ferocious beasts and brimming with treasures. They can make you rich beyond your wildest dreams, or cost you your life. Without great strength and a reliable beast master team, don't go in carelessly. He stopped speaking after that. Having watched Chen Shu grow up, Zhang Feng didn't want him taking unnecessary risks. At Chen Shu's current level, entering an other dimensional space would be a death sentence. The three returned to their neighborhood, and Zhang Feng and his son were invited to the Chen family's home for dinner. The two families were neighbors and shared a close bond. After a good meal, Zhang Feng and his son left. Chen Shu and Zhang Dali made plans to go to the 666 Potion Company for interviews the next morning. That night, Chen Shu lay in bed and pulled out his phone. Should I ask Su Xiaoyu for advice first? Although Su Xiaoyu likely didn't have control over potion maker positions, having connections might help. As he was about to open his messaging app, a flood of notifications popped up. Why is Sister Fong Si suddenly messaging me? Chen Shu stared at the screen of his messaging app, where there was a string of lengthy voice messages, followed by a single text. Do you understand this feeling? Just looking at the voice messages gave him a headache. He didn't even listen to them and responded directly. Sister Fong Si, I completely understand. Sigh, it's such a tough feeling. As he typed, an image of his neighbor, Fong Si, appeared in his mind. She was 3 years older than him and lived in the same neighborhood. The three of them, Chen Shu, Zhang Dali, and Fong Si, used to have a bit of a reputation back in their days at Nanjiang No. 2 High School. Fong Si was a true prodigy in the Beast Master world. Her first contracted spirit had shockingly reached S rank. She even scored a perfect 700 on the college entrance exam, becoming the top student in Nanjiang City and earning her place at one of the most prestigious universities in the country. With her fiery personality, she had been the queen of their school, nobody dared to cross her. Beep beep beep. More messages came through. I sent blank voice messages. Are you itching for trouble, Chen Pai? Chen Shu's mouth twitched. He opened the messages and, sure enough, they were all blank. He quickly replied, yes, Sister Fong Si, that blank, empty feeling, I totally get it. Now that's some top-tier banter. Enough jokes. Anyone bullying you or Dolly at school? If they are, let me know, and I'll deal with it when I'm back during the summer break. Sister Fong Si, you should focus on your studies. It's fine, Chen Shu deflected, then added cheekily, but if there's a list, I'll send it over. It seems they're not holding back, they even have a list ready. Zhang Yi, Zhang Nan, Wang Tang. Chen Shu thought about putting everyone he found annoying on the list. Fong Si was certainly the top dog in Nanjing City and wouldn't let anyone off easy. 2 years had passed, and the King of the Skins was officially back in action. After a brief chat, Chen Shu ended the conversation. Fong Si was busy with her studies, barely having any free time. At the prestigious Huaxia Academy, a top-tier beast-taming university, competition was fierce. Chen Shu then clicked on Su Xiaoyu's contact and asked, Sister Xiaoyu, I have an interview tomorrow. Can you share some insider info with me? After waiting a while without a response, he sent another message anxiously, Sister Xiaoyu, are you busy? I'm eating melons. Chen Shu immediately chuckled, was there some new gossip trending online again? Whose drama are you watching? The reply came back instantly, Hami melons. Chen Shu was puzzled, was she really just eating melons? A few minutes later, Su Xiaoyu finally sent a proper response. Applying for a pharmacist position? If you're proficient in high school level materials science, you might qualify as a pharmacist assistant. Su Xiaoyu didn't sugarcoat it, becoming a pharmacist as a high schooler was borderline impossible. Don't call me sister. Just call me Xiaoyu, I'm only 16. Typically, one awakens their beast-taming abilities in middle school, but Su Xiaoyu awakened hers in her first year of high school and was placed in the elite beast-taming class 1. What if I can skillfully brew at least one potion? Chen Shu asked. Like cold medicine? Anyway, just go for it. You might get lucky and catch someone's eye. Su Xiaoyu lay on her bed with a strange expression. A high schooler proficient in potion making? If that were true, beast tamers everywhere would start brewing their own potions. She turned off her phone and focused on cultivating her beast energy. So you don't believe me anymore, Chen Shu muttered, shaking his head. He turned off the light and started reading a novel. At 1 a.m., Chen Shu was about to sleep when options suddenly appeared in his mind. Option 1, stay up all night cultivating, absorbing the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Reward, super diligent talent plus 20% cultivation efficiency. Option 2, go to sleep immediately. Reward, a small amount of beast energy. Without hesitation, he chose sleep. Suddenly, a surge of beast energy filled his body. It was equivalent to 2 days' worth of cultivation. By the next day, sunlight poured into the room, glaringly bright. Still groggy, Chen Shu fumbled for his phone to check the time, 12:07. How is it still so early? Is it still the middle of the night? As he was about to drift back to sleep, a thought jolted him awake. Since when did the middle of the night have sunlight? His eyes shot open, and he grabbed his phone. What the? I slept until noon? He exclaimed, shocked at how long he'd slept. No wonder vacation days always felt so short. He'd lost his entire morning to sleep. After hastily washing his face, Chen Shu realized his parents had already left for work. He made his way to Zhang Dali's house and knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Zhang Dali. Dali. There was no response, so Chen Shu shouted loudly. Fire! Fire! Soon, a crowd of people rushed over with fire extinguishers in hand, panicked. Where's the fire? Chen Shu felt his heart skip a beat. He hadn't expected to attract so many people. Uncle Wang, Aunt Lu, I just wanted to make some noise. He explained awkwardly. This kid. Everyone sighed in relief, scolded him briefly, and left. A while later, Zhang Dali finally emerged, rubbing his eyes. Shin Pai, what's with all the yelling? Whoa, look at that huge moon, why is it so bright? He shielded his eyes from the sunlight with his hand. It's already noon, Chen Shu said, exasperated. Apparently, he wasn't the only one who thought it was still nighttime. Why is your house so dark? Chen Shu glanced at Zhang Dali's place. It was pitch black inside, with no sunlight at all. My dad's contracted beast, Night Veil, improves sleep quality. Cool, huh? Zhang Dali stretched and casually flicked on a light. Let me get ready. 10 minutes later, the two left their neighborhood and headed straight for 666 Pharmaceuticals. Nanjing City's high-tech district was home to many major companies. 666 Pharmaceuticals was a top-tier enterprise specializing in beast tamer potions. Splurging on a taxi, they arrived at the high-tech district. Let's grab some food first to recharge before the interview. They picked a quiet Chinese restaurant and ordered casually. Boss, what's your signature dish? Zhang Dali asked as he prepared to dig in. His expression soured instantly. Tomato stir-fried with tomatoes, a waiter cheerfully replied. Then why is there only tomato? Where's the other tomato? Zhang Dali grumbled, poking through his plate with chopsticks. The other tomato is in there too, the waiter said earnestly. The two exchanged glances, rolling their eyes. Tomato stir-fried with tomato? Yup, just plain stir-fried tomato. The boss just wanted a fancier name, the waiter admitted with a grin. Forget it, let's just eat. Chen Shu shook his head, deciding not to argue over the name. At least the dish tasted decent. After eating their fill, they arrived at the entrance of 666 Pharmaceuticals. The towering office building was imposing. The two strode in confidently. May I ask who you're looking for? A security guard asked politely. Sir, I'm Zhang Dali, a classmate of Su Xiaoyu. I'm here to apply for a security position, Zhang Dali explained. So it's you guys. Ms. Su already made arrangements. The head of security smiled and didn't make things difficult. Clearly, Su Xiaoyu had given them a heads up. After all, they had once saved her life, so she was more than willing to help. Xiao Wang, take this student to the pharmaceutical department. A security guard led Chen Shu into the company, while Zhang Dali stayed behind at the security post. Thanks to Su Xiaoyu's connections, Zhang Dali's security position was essentially guaranteed. As for Chen Shu's role, it would depend on his luck. Kid, becoming a pharmacist's assistant isn't easy, Xiao Wang said, giving Chen Shu a strange look. How could a high schooler expect to land such a role? I'm not applying to be an assistant, I want to make potions, Chen Shu replied casually, admiring the building's sleek interior design. Make potions? Ha, good one. Xiao Wang chuckled. The two took the elevator to the 10th floor. Behind a reinforced glass door were several small laboratories, where people in white lab coats bustled about. You want to be a pharmacist? A cold, sharp voice interrupted them. A tall, imposing woman with long hair appeared, her aura commanding. Even Xiao Wang didn't dare meet her gaze and quickly left. Yes, I'd like to give it a try, Chen Shu said, staring at her without flinching. This isn't a playground for kids. Go home, she said, turning to leave without giving Chen Shu a second glance. What's Su Xiaoyu doing, sending random people to the company? Such a hassle, she muttered as she walked back to the lab. I haven't even started my interview yet. Chen Shu called out loudly. It's already over, she replied icily, disappearing into the lab. Once again, options appeared before Chen Shu. Option 1, leave in silence and disappointment. Reward, title, defeated before starting, effect, popularity -1. Option 2, while the woman isn't paying attention, kick her in the butt, embarrassing and angering her, causing her to break down instantly. Reward, moderate beast taming power. Option 3, sneak into the lab and look for an opportunity. Reward, +1 to charge skill. Chen Shu watched the woman's retreating figure. As tempting as it was to kick her, reason held him back. If he kicked her, he'd definitely lose his job and end up being disliked by everyone. Better to sneak in and take a look first. The woman had already walked far off, so Chen Shu confidently strolled up to the lab entrance. A lab coat. Calmly, he grabbed the lab coat hanging near the door, put it on, adjusted the mask, and walked inside. His composed demeanor blended seamlessly into the environment. Chen Shu entered a small lab and saw 3 people focused on refining flame elixirs. Each of them was immersed in their task and paid him no mind. Busy, huh? Chen Shu clasped his hands behind his back, casually greeting them. The trio glanced at him, uncertain of who he was, but simply nodded politely. Busy is good. The company can't do without you all. With that, Chen Shu turned and left. Take care, sir, one of them called out, mistaking him for a superior. Chen Shu felt a bit smug, walking more confidently now as he began inspecting the place. Finally found it, the strength elixir. He entered another empty lab. Nobody was there, they were likely away for a moment. Feeling bored, he noticed various ingredients on the table, including 5 rare strength flowers. He hesitated for only a moment before picking up the materials. The system prompted, strength elixir can be refined. Proceed with refinement? He selected yes. A strange sensation overtook him, as if his body were on autopilot. His hands moved mechanically, placing the materials in precise proportions. Before long, a bottle of white elixir emitted a sweet, pleasant aroma. It was a strength elixir, the kind sold on the market. Low-grade strength elixir successfully refined. Unlock medium-grade strength elixir after 10 successful refinements. Progress, 1/10. Chen Shu was surprised at how user-friendly the system was. Medium-grade elixirs, suitable for 4 to 6 star contracted beasts, required 2 strength flowers. Their difficulty and cost were double that of low-grade elixirs. How many bottles did I make? He began bottling the elixirs, ending up with 13 in total worth over 60,000 huaxia dollars. The cost? Less than 20,000. Pure profit. And the real profit lay in the system. Most ordinary alchemists could only produce 5 bottles per attempt, with a risk of failure. With the system, Chen Shu achieved a perfect yield of 10 bottles. Plus, his material efficiency bonus of 30% allowed for 3 extra bottles. Making 13 bottles at once looks a bit too flashy. Just then, footsteps approached. Quickly, Chen Shu stored 7 bottles in his system space. The door opened, and 2 lab-coated figures walked in. Who are you? Su Qingxue frowned, her expression icy. Crap, it was her. Chen Shu's heart sank. It was that cold and indifferent woman. Nice setup here, he said, hands clasped behind him, casually nodding as he headed toward the door. It's you. Su Qingxue recognized him. That student. Wow, you can still remember me? Chen Shu removed his mask. You entered the lab unauthorized? Su Qingxue was furious, not expecting him to be so bold. Hey, I really just came for the interview. Don't make it hard for me. Chen Shu smiled. The two stared each other down. These elixirs? The other lab-coated person walked over, noticing the 6 bottles of strength elixir on the table. He took a whiff. It's real strength elixir, he exclaimed. Su Qingxue was equally stunned, her gaze snapping to Chen Shu. Did you make these? I told you, I can refine strength elixirs. Chen Shu spread his hands, feigning helplessness. A high schooler who could refine 6 high-quality strength elixirs? His skill level had surpassed that of an ordinary alchemist. It was absurd. The two stood in stunned silence. Some people truly live just to make others look inadequate. After a long pause, Su Qingxue swallowed her pride and asked, "What's your failure rate in refinement?" Almost non-existent, Chen Shu replied. On behalf of the company, I'm inviting you to join as a departmental alchemist. Su Qingxue's tone was serious, tinged with regret. Thick fog seemed to envelop her thoughts. She hadn't expected to end up being the scapegoat. I don't like how you treated me earlier, Chen Shu said, raising an eyebrow with a mocking smile. Su Qingxue was only a few years older than him, hadn't even graduated college, and wasn't a qualified alchemist at best. She was an assistant. But her surname was Su, which likely had ties to Su Xiaoyu. Alchemists were critical to the company, and Su Qingxue had no choice but to take him seriously. What do you want? She asked, frowning. At the very least, an apology. You were so dismissive of me earlier, who could stand that? Chen Shu spoke slowly, savoring the moment. You ignored me before, now I've left you in the dust. I can refine medium-grade and even high-grade strength elixirs, I'm just not proficient yet, he added. Su Qingshue's face shifted slightly. The other alchemist gasped. You can refine high-grade strength elixirs? Of course. I've got hands, don't I? Chen Shu grinned. After a moment of hesitation, Su Qingxue nodded. Fine, I'll apologize. But if you're lying, don't think for a second you'll stay in the company. Is that what you call an apology? Chen Shu frowned. Sorry, she muttered, lowering her head. What? I didn't hear you, Chen Shu said, rubbing his eyes. What do glasses have to do with hearing? Su Qingxue knew he was deliberately making things difficult, but Chen Shu was too valuable. Even if upper management intervened, she had no choice but to relent. For my attitude earlier, I apologize. Please forgive me. Su Qingxue took a deep breath and spoke sincerely. Better now. Chen Shu didn't push further. After all, her surname was Su. Offending Su Xiaoyu could spell trouble. I'll only be here for 2 months over summer break. Temporary position. Pay me whatever you want. Chen Shu didn't care much about the salary. What he truly valued was his refinement ability. Others made 5 bottles at a time, he made 13. By stashing 8 bottles each time, he could easily pocket 40,000. The pay? Irrelevant. Fine. I'll draft the contract. Minimum daily output is 5 bottles, that shouldn't be an issue for you. The company wouldn't keep freeloaders. If he didn't meet the quota, he'd be let go. 5 bottles? Child's play. No problem. Can you start in 3 days? Payment will be made daily. Works for me. Su Qingxue turned to leave. Though cold by nature, she was efficient. The contract was ready in no time. Chen Shu was officially hired as an assistant since he lacked certification, but his salary was on par with an alchemist's, 1,000 per day. It sounded like a lot, but 5 bottles of strength elixir yielded about 5,000 in profit. The company took 80%, while the alchemist kept 20%. The contract had a key clause. Any production beyond the 5-bottle quota belonged to the alchemist. None of the labs had surveillance installed. As long as he delivered 5 bottles, the rest was his to handle. Here is the process text translated into English while maintaining the original paragraph structure, line breaks, and overall layout. Although the company is stingy, it provides opportunities for skilled individuals to make money. If you can't make money, it means your skills aren't good enough. This contract is a win-win for both parties. Chen Shu didn't hesitate and signed the contract. He could still independently refine potions, and the company provided him with a private lab. Those using shared labs were mostly fresh graduates and interns. With the system's golden finger, Chen Shu had a higher starting point than others. By continuously unlocking new entries in his compendium, he could theoretically become the best in the world. Others might refine once in the afternoon, yielding only 5 bottles. Potion refining consumed mental energy, and most potion masters couldn't handle it by their 30s, often leading to premature balding. Chen Shu's desk held 20 bottles of potions. Not bad. He clapped his hands. Inside the system's space, there were 40 bottles of strength potion. It was faster than robbing a bank. Xiao Mao, help me request a 5th batch of materials. I want to refine another set. His assistant at the door entered, looking utterly incredulous. Master Chen, aren't you tired? Not at all, I'm feeling great. What's the matter? Chen Shu looked at Xiao Mao. The company has run out of strength flowers in stock. Out? How can there be so few? Chen Shu frowned, surprised that the company had imposed such a limitation on him. At that moment, a dignified middle-aged man entered, followed by a beautiful young woman. It was none other than the top student of her year, Su Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu, what brings you here? Chen Shu asked with a smile. I came with my uncle, Su Xiaoyu replied. So this is your classmate? Truly a young talent. The middle-aged man remarked, I'm Xiaoyu's uncle, Zhou Chang. Nice to meet you. Uncle Zhou, you've got good taste. Chen Shu shook his hand in return. I heard you managed to refine the strength potion 4 times in a single afternoon? Zhou Chang asked in disbelief. Just basic stuff, don't praise me too much. Chen Shu said calmly. Everyone silently cursed him in their hearts. How infuriating, letting him get away with such glib remarks. After a moment, Zhou Chang said, in that case, the strength potion will be exclusively refined by you for now, but the company can only provide a maximum of 3 strength flowers per day. Strength flowers came from another dimension, and 666 Potions Company was only a major company in Nanjing City, without the authority to purchase more. 3 strength flowers were already the limit. Moreover, the company had a diverse product line, and couldn't allocate all its resources to strength potions. No problem, Chen Shu nodded. 3 strength flowers could yield 24 bottles of potions, earning him 100,000 huaxia credits daily on par with high-level potion masters. Alright, Xiao Chen, it's settled. I'll double your salary, with same-day payouts, Zhou Chang said with a smile. The company could make hundreds of thousands a month, while paying out only 60,000, a massive profit margin. Would you consider becoming a professional potion master? The company offers long-term contracts with generous benefits, Zhou Chang asked expectantly.